Anyone want to reply to that? What would you say to someone who told you, no, 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 I'm going to get a job because it's safer than a business? What would you say to that? Someone said it is safer to take risks. You only fail if you quit. Job can't make you rich. You have to take risks. L is safer. I don't know. I actually don't think I like if I was going to be honest, I really don't think that employment and getting a job is safer than having a business. 10 years ago, certainly, but what the fuck happened to everyone who was employed a few years ago? Everyone's getting like laying off. There's no such thing as like this sort of big employment safety and security these days. You know, like this idea that jobs are safe is just unintelligent in my opinion, because it's coming from like this sort of bullshit conditioning that's been put into you. If you open your eyes to the truth and you look around, you will realize that having a job does not make you safe, right? Anyone agree with that? Have you looked, like anyone who opened their eyes, looked around and realized that it's fucking bullshit, that like people get fired, people get laid off, companies go out a bust, and like 20 people get laid off. You've seen your parents get fired, right? Anyone seen this stuff? Type 1 in the chat. You've seen this stuff, right? Like it's unintelligence because you know, our parents and teachers have told us like, oh, you know, it's safe, get the degree and stuff. But that's old thinking. If you've got to always be present to the modern day, open your eyes and see what it's like. You've got to. And when you do open your eyes and see what it's like, you see the people who are employed by others getting mistreated, getting underpaid, getting paid late, getting laid off. Now, let me just ask you a quick question. Are you a masculine man? Or do you at least want to be a masculine man? Type W in the chat. Or do you want to be weak? Type L in the chat. Which one? Obviously, some like little doofus is going to type L because he thinks he's funny, but generally, pretty much every guy here is going to say W, right? We want to be masculine men. You know what is one of the most important parts of becoming a man? Does anyone know it? You can say just one word. What is one of the most important parts of becoming a man? It starts with R. R, what is it? Responsibility. Juma or Sis got it first. Responsibility. You become a man when you take full responsibility of your life. It's unfortunate that school actually actively stops this process. They make you like sort of not take responsibility for your life. Your alcoholic teacher is sending you the homework instead of you doing it yourself. Your parents are doing this. So many males who are over 18 are not men. They are still boys because they've yet to take responsibility over everything that happens in their lives. Now, you can still take responsibility whilst having a career, but business owner or employee, in which one are you going to take more responsibility? In which one are you going to grab life by the reins, like by the horns, and take it into the direction that you want to? Which one has more responsibility? Business owner or employee? This is why I do believe that becoming an entrepreneur is the right path for more guys right now than accept it. It's like, because you have to look at the truth of the world. Now, I will say to you, becoming an entrepreneur is not right for everyone. Certainly becoming a business owner, there's a difference. Like entrepreneur is just like kind of like a vague, cool word these days. And there's entrepreneurs who, you know, I see them in like cafes and stuff, pretending to do work and stuff. That's like a low tier entrepreneur. He makes like 1K or 2K a month, and he just does like, you know, a few hours of work a week, and that's fine. Business owner is when you actually have like employed people. You've got expenses which are £50,000 a month. If your income stops, you're fucked. Becoming a business owner, becoming like a company owner like me, like I have like 15 employees, very difficult, very, very difficult. Not for most people. It's like, this sounds cringe, but like becoming a business owner or company owner is genuinely for like the alpha males. Like only 1% of people are supposed to be like company owners. But becoming an entrepreneur and just making money yourself online, where you have basically 0 employees and you just do it yourself. And, you know, let's say you've got like a YouTube channel that's got like 4,000 subscribers and you sell this program and you make 2K a month. That's like still feasible for 90-something% of people, and they'd actually be better off doing that than going down the degree and the job and, you know, then just being some random employee who works full-time. Because I'm telling you right now, yeah, look, for all the guys here right now, you have probably watched a bunch of my videos. You probably go to the gym. You probably delay gratification. You probably meditate. You probably don't watch porn. You probably don't play video games. You probably don't drink alcohol. You probably don't eat shit food. Am I right? Type W in the chat if I'm right, if that sounds like you, or type L if you're still a Jeffrey. www. So guess what? This is something that you guys don't see right now, right? Because I'm assuming for most of the people who are in the chat, just type one if I'm right. You're still living with parents in your hometown. Anyone still living in their family's house in their hometown where they've grown up in, type one. Type two if you're kind of like you've been traveling the world recently and you've been like, moving around so much. But for most of us, I think for young guys, we're basically still like living at home with family in our hometowns, right? So this is something that all you guys type in one. This is something that you don't see just yet. You haven't had exposure to the levels of entrepreneurship. There's multiple levels of entrepreneurship, of making money online, of making money in a business. And so the beginning levels of making a few thousand a month, it seems very hard to get to right now. It's like this big challenge. But trust me when I say complete and utter idiots make 3, 5, 10,000 a month. Every co-working space I go to, every cafe that I go to, I'm eating my food. I always see like literally tons of people with their laptops on pretending to work. That they're like, they spend half an hour writing one comment on YouTube. And those people who are shit at the game of entrepreneurship, who, guess what? They still make 3K a month. Like you can be like fully fucking brain dead and still make like 3K a month as an entrepreneur. Honestly. And I'm not saying this is like, it's easy to do, buy my program kind of, I'm not saying that like that. All I'm just telling you the truth. And that this is the truth. There's retards making 50 times more money than you. Why? Why is some kid who is fucking so much worse than you making more money than you? These guys, everyone here in Bali, they're all like traveling and, they're like drinking at this time. They're staying up late. They don't have good routines. Why are they making more money than you? Write the reasons down because it's gonna like hurt your fucking ego. But write a few reasons down. Why is some random guy here who eats like sugar, who stays up late, who he's there cold approaching girls all day for 4 hours a day, and he's like going to different restaurants and stuff. Why is he making more money than you? Because you're doing the self-improvement things, right? He's making more money than you because of the opportunity, the vehicle that he's in. It's the vehicle. There's a quote that I like. First, you choose the right boat. Then you choose the right lake. And then you row as hard as possible. Some guys are rowing as hard as possible and they're not even in a fucking lake. It's like their boat's just stuck on land and they're just rowing hard, and they're getting nowhere. This is like every brown immigrant who comes to the UK, I see them do. They work hard as fuck on a stupid as fuck like model of making money, like taxi driver, corner store or something. Some immigrants are some of the hardest working people you see, and they're fucking idiots when it comes to making money, which sounds disrespectful, and it absolutely fucking is, because it's uneducated, it's unintelligent, it's a lack of education. They work super fucking hard. Anyone's like dad is like this, type 1 in the chat. Works super fucking hard, sleep deprived, wakes up early every single day, doesn't fucking complain. Like, this is pure fucking masculinity. He's just in a stupid as fuck business model, like opportunity for wealth. Anyone's like that, like I'm seeing a lot of like immigrant dads like this, corner shops, taxi, working 15, 16 hours a day, grinding like people don't even realize. But just on the wrong opportunity. First, you choose the right boat. This is your vehicle. What is the vehicle? The business model, the opportunity, the way of wealth. For some people, it can be employment. For some people, it can be careers. For many of us young people, we don't vibe with that. What is the boat? What is the right vehicle for you? For me, it was YouTube. It was like growing on social media. I knew this when I was 14 years old, making videos that you've not even seen, like little videos when I was a teenager online and stuff. I knew that YouTube was the right vehicle. And then it's the right lake. It's putting your vehicle in the right place. So making videos, making content was the right vehicle. The lake is kind of like where you do it. The platform for me was YouTube, because I watch YouTube. Do you see? So first, it's like the right kind of task that you do. For me, it's speaking. That was like my boat. My boat was like speaking and giving advice to people. Then the lake is kind of like where you do that task. So it was YouTube for me. Then row as hard as possible. So I realized, okay, my gift that I can give to the world is speaking and giving advice and motivating people and telling stories. Everything that just comes from like me talking. I was 5 years old and I knew this. You knew this, like when you were literally 3 years old, you knew exactly what the fuck you were going to do with your life if you didn't bullshit yourself. 3, 5, 10 years old, you already know. I knew when I was like 5 years old, my gift was speaking and giving advice to others. That was my boat. That was my vehicle. That was like the task that I would do. Then you put that task in the right lake. For me, it's social media. It's like, okay, YouTube. It could have been TikTok. It could have been, I don't know, some fucking newsletter, podcast or something. It was YouTube for me. Now I'm working as hard as possible. So what is it for you? There's 3 words, or really just the first 2. What is it for you? What could be like the ultimate task for you? What is your gift to humanity? What is the task? What is the thing that you're really fucking good at naturally? That you, when you do it, you don't even like think about the world. You don't get those stupid, mindless like thoughts. You know, there's stupid like incessant thoughts in your mind. It just stops. What is that for you? First, we need to figure that out. So many guys don't even do step 1, and then they end up like these unintelligent immigrants who work super fucking hard, but they don't even figure step 1 out of making money. So they just say, okay, well, where can I make money today? Well, I could just work as a taxi driver. I could work as a corner store. I could work in this low-end job or this one. For brown guys, Indian and Pakistani in the UK, it's often in taxi driving, corner shop. I see a lot of men who, and even women who came from Africa to United Kingdom, and a lot of them do very low end jobs, bar back, security guard, often like the full on people who are new to UK, who have just come like through immigration. I've seen like the lowest end jobs where like anyone seen this in like nightclubs where like it's just someone who's come from Africa who'll just be stood in the toilet with like, you know, their shoes covered in piss and stuff, and they'll kind of like spray you and give you tissues and stuff, and then they make less than minimum wage, but they work hard as fuck. They stay up all night next to drunk people, smelling like, you know, they're in the toilet, where they literally stood in the toilet of a nightclub, like handing out tissues and sprays and stuff. And they usually would make about anywhere from like £1 to £3 per hour, but they're hard working. They're rowing without doing the first 2 steps. The first step is finding what is the task, what is like the gift that you have, what is like what is the thing that you can spend time doing every day for a few hours. Then let's put that in the highest leverage possible. So for me, if it was speaking, imagine if I was just someone who spoke in person. I was always trying to organize like, you know, little speaking events, and like imagine from the start, like 0 people showed up, then 1 person and everything. It would have been very hard. It would have been like a stupid like lake, like platform for me to use my gift of speaking. The internet obviously is the way smarter choice. Many people don't do this. And then it's easier for them to throw their hands up and be like, yep, you know, business is really risky, you know, employment's easier.